coming up, a review of the book Hindus in Hindu Rashtra, 8th class citizens and victims of state-sanctioned apartheid, written by Dr. Anand Ranganathan. Namaste friends, my name is Shilil Subramanian Payamal and you are listening to the Histology podcast. Before I proceed, a full disclosure. This book was bought with my own money and not been provided to me by the author or publisher. Little bit about the author. Dr. Anand Ranganathan is a scientist and an author. He writes and appears frequently on television debates to talk on politics, media and science. His columns have appeared in Swarajya, DNA, First Post and News Laundry. He is also the consulting editor of Swarajya. Previously, Dr. Anand has written 4 books, all novels. Hindus in Hindu Rashtra is his first non-fiction book. Let me read what is written on the inside flap of the cover of the book. Quote, "To those who claim we are now living in a totalitarian, fascist Hindu Rashtra, one must ask, what kind of a Hindu Rashtra is this where a billion strong Hindus have been, through our parliament, through our courts, our education system and our constitution, reduced to not just second-class citizens but rather 8th-class citizens? What kind of Hindu Rashtra is this where Ram Navami, Hanuman Jayanti, Durga Puja processions and even Garba celebrations are attacked and stoned with impunity? What kind of Hindu Rashtra is this where a sitting Prime Minister says minorities have the first right to resources? What kind of Hindu Rashtra is this where Hindus are forced to be refugees in their own land, where one can settle 40,000 Rohingya Muslims but not 700,000 Kashmiri Hindus, the land's original inhabitants, where the judiciary says it is too late to prosecute those who raped, murdered and ethnically cleansed lakhs of Hindus? What kind of Hindu Rashtra is this where Hindu temples are exclusively controlled by the state, where Hindus must beg for Waqf land to celebrate their festivals, while the government usurps hundreds of thousands of acres of temple land and is responsible for more than 100,000 temples losing lakhs of crores in rental income? What kind of Hindu Rashtra is this where the Right to Education Act discriminates only against Hindus and their schools, forcing tens of thousands of them to shut down? What kind of Hindu Rashtra is this where monsters like Aurangzeb and Tipu, who perpetrated large-scale Hindu genocides, are eulogized through state-sponsored publications, naming of roads and cities and organizing of festivals? What kind of Hindu Rashtra is this where a law was about to be enacted through which only the Hindus would have been held guilty in a communal riot even if they were in a minority, for example in Kashmir? What kind of Hindu Rashtra is this where court judgments like the Sabrimala and legislative enactments like the Hindu Code Bill purport to reform only Hindu religious practices but dare not touch practices of other religions, and if they do, the decisions are promptly reversed like in the Shah Bano case? What kind of Hindu Rashtra is this where the Places of Worship Act continues to deny the Hindus their legitimate right to correct historical injustice and reclaim thousands of demolished temples? What kind of Hindu Rashtra is this where the Waqf Act gives overarching powers to Muslims to declare a 1500-year-old Hindu temple to be on Islamic land when Islam is only 1300 years old? If this is how a Hindu is rewarded in a Hindu Rashtra, he had much rather be in a Muslim Rashtra, because then at least there had been no pretense of equality. A kafir will get what he deserves. In this searing commentary, penned with clinical precision, the author shreds to smithereens once and for all the guilt-tripping, self-loathing fake narrative that Hindus have been duped with since independence. There is no pretense, no political correctness, only unvarnished truth that Hindus are living under state-sanctioned apartheid." Unquote. This book has 8 chapters. They are: first, state control of Hindu temples; second, injustice towards Kashmiri Hindus; third, the Waqf Act 1995; fourth, the RTE Act; fifth, legislation that appease non-Hindus but target Hindus; sixth, judiciary that almost exclusively tries to reform Hinduism; seventh, celebrating those who killed and converted millions of Hindus; eighth, Places of Worship Act 1991. The book is a small one and is just over 100 pages, and I finished it in 2.5 hours. Nevertheless, it manages to cover the subjects mentioned above in reasonable detail. Since it is not a big book, it is very fast-paced and to the point. It has 15 pages of notes and references for people who want to take a deep dive into the topics covered. The book has a foreword by Advocate J. Sai Deepak and afterword by Dr. Vikram Sampath, which is in itself worth the price you pay to buy the book. And in the acknowledgements, Dr. Ranganathan has mentioned that all royalties due to him from this work will go to the Hindu refugee cause. I sincerely hope that Dr. Ranganathan continues to write more such brilliant non-fiction books. I give this book 4.5 out of 5. The book is available for just under Rs 300 on both Amazon India and Flipkart, and it is available for $17.9 on Amazon USA. I will provide the respective buy links in the show notes. Please check them out for the latest prices. Last but not the least, thank you for spending your valuable time listening to this book review. Really grateful. Please don't forget to subscribe to the Histology podcast on your favorite podcasting app, and also feel free to leave a review. Also, please check histology.com for all previous episodes. Thanks and looking forward to hearing from you. Take care and bye.